Don't listen to the naysayers. Everything I ever did, the thing that I heard out of people's mouth was, that's impossible. That can't be done. Or no. So whenever someone said to me, it can't be done, I heard it can be done. When they said no, I heard yes. And when they said it's impossible, I heard it is possible. I'm a strong believer of what Nelson Mandela said, that everything is always impossible until someone does it.
My rich dad started teaching me about money on one condition, and that condition was he would never pay me. He says, the moment I pay you, you think like an employee. He says, that's the trap. Entrepreneurs work for free. He says, you never want a paycheck. You understand that, kid?
God placed the best things in life on the other side of terror. On the other side of your maximum fear are all of the best things in life.
A salary is the drug they give you when they want you to forget about your dreams. Because it's very easy to stay in that world where somebody is mitigating your risk. You just have to perform certain tasks, do them well for a third of your day, and they will feed you a salary.
You are responsible for your life. And if you're sitting around waiting on somebody to save you, to even help you, you are wasting your time, because only you have the power to take responsibility to move your life forward.
You have to have confidence in yourself and your ability. Get your head down and work hard. That's all you can do. I knew that I had to work hard to be successful and to be the best I could possibly be.
I want to thank me for believing in me. I want to thank me for doing all this hard work. I want to thank me for having no days off. I want to thank me for never quitting. I want to thank me for always being a giver and trying to give more than I receive. I want to thank me for trying to do more right than wrong. I want to thank me for just being me at all times.
People always ask me, they say, why is it that you're working out so hard? 5 hours a day, 6 hours a day, and you have always a smile on your face. Why is that? And I told people all the time, I said, because to me, I'm shooting for a goal. In front of me is the Mr. Universe title. So every rep that I do gets me closer to accomplishing that goal, to make this goal, this vision turn into reality. Every single set that I do, every repetition, every weight that I lift will get me a step closer to turn this goal into reality.
There's no losing, only learning. There's no failure, only opportunities. And there's no problems, only solutions.
There's always going to be setbacks. There's always going to be things that go wrong. There's always going to be things you don't anticipate. Something's going to go wrong. And when it does, you just have to fight through it and grind through it and remember what it is that makes you special, what it is that gives you confidence to do what you do and do more of it.
I found that nothing in life is worthwhile unless you take risks. Nothing. Nelson Mandela said, there is no passion to be found playing small and settling for a life that's less than the one you're capable of living. Thomas Edison conducted 1,000 failed experiments. Did you know that? I didn't know that. Because the 1,001st was the light bulb. Fall forward. Every failed experiment is one step closer to success. You've got to take risks.
We have 24 hours a day. We sleep 6 hours a day, so that gives you still 18 hours. And there's someone shaking their head out here in front to say probably, I don't sleep 6 hours, I sleep 8 hours, right? Or just sleep faster. Work your ass off. There is no magic pill. You cannot get around, you have to work and work and work. And it drives me crazy when people say that they don't have enough time to go to the gym for 45 minutes a day and work out. Imagine you read 1 hour a day about history. How much you will learn after 365 hours in 1 year. Imagine if you will work on a business, on some business that you want to develop every day for an hour. imagine how further along you will go and get. I became very friendly with Muhammad Ali in the 70s. And I remember that there was a sports writer that was there in the gym when he was working out and he was doing sit-ups. And they asked him, how many sit-ups do you do? And he said, I don't start counting until it hurts. Now think about that. He doesn't start counting his sit-ups until he feels pain. That's when he starts counting. That is working hard. And so you can't get around the hard work. It doesn't matter who it is.
At the center of bringing any dream into fruition is self-discipline. You know, something as simple as food and eating is not about your body as much as it is about your mind. It's getting command of your mind to be able to choose actions that are in your own best interest. You cannot win the war against the world if you can't win the war against your own mind.
The key thing is that when you fail, that you recognize why did you fail, where did you fall short, and you learn from that. And the important thing is, like I said, that you get up again, that you never stay down. You always get up. No matter how many times you fail, you get up. And you know, that's why I love that word, I'll be back, because you got to get up. I'll be back, I'll be back. And they come back and you come back over and over again.
Most people don't get those experiences because they never ask. I've never found anybody that didn't want to help me if I asked them for help. I've never found anyone who said no or hung up the phone when I called. I just asked. And when people ask me, I try to be as responsive, you know, to pay that debt of gratitude back. Most people never pick up the phone and call. Most people never ask. And that's what separates sometimes the people that do things from the people that just dream about them. You gotta act, and you've got to be willing to fail. You've got to be willing to crash and burn. You know, with people on the phone, with starting a company, with whatever. If you're afraid of failing, you won't get very far.
Put God first. Put God first in everything you do. Everything that you think you see in me, everything that I've accomplished, everything that you think I have, and I have a few things, everything that I have is by the grace of God. Understand that. It's a gift. I've been protected. I've been directed. I've been corrected. I've kept God in my life and it's kept me humble. I didn't always stick with him, but he always stuck with me. So stick with him in everything you do. If you think you want to do what you think I've done, then do what I've done and stick with God.
When you plant a seed, you don't criticize it for being small, for being rootless and stemless, and then it sprouts out of the ground, it's a little bud. You don't criticize it for not being a bush yet or not being fully grown. But at each step along the way, it's exactly what it needs to be. We often judge ourselves, right, based on where we're at. I'm not there yet. I'm not a good enough free throw shooter. I'm not a good enough speaker. I'm not good enough in my business. I'm not good enough at relationships, whatever it happens to be. And we're so busy judging ourselves, you need to be driven. And we often associate being driven and being dissatisfied as being the same thing. I don't think that has to be the case, though, because if you take the rose seed, if you take the bush, it never stops growing because that's just what it does. It grows. We don't judge ourselves for where we're at. We're perfect whatever, stage of our growth we happen to be in, but we never stop growing because that's just what we do.
Anytime I feel nervous, I take the risk. We have to take risk. If we don't take that risk, it's the biggest risk that we take.
I don't judge myself. I'm fully in love with myself. But I'm also fully in love with everybody else too, right? It's not like it goes both ways. Like I tell people to buy into me, that work for me, it's because I buy into them first. Like I don't need anybody to gain trust with me. It's there.
Let me tell you something you already know. The world ain't all sunshine and rainbows. It's a very mean and nasty place, and I don't care how tough you are, it will beat you to your knees and keep you there permanently if you let it. You, me, or nobody is gonna hit as hard as life. But it ain't about how hard you hit. It's about how hard you can get hit and keep moving forward. How much you can take and keep moving forward. That's how winning is done. Now, if you know what you're worth, now go out and get what you're worth. But you gotta be willing to take the hits and not pointing fingers saying you ain't where you want to be because of him or her or anybody. Cowards do that, and that ain't you. You're better than that.
Work like hell. I mean, you just have to put in, 80 to 100 hour weeks every week. I mean, if other people are putting in 40-hour work weeks and you're putting in 100-hour work weeks, then even if you're doing the same thing, you will achieve in 4 months what it takes them a year to achieve.